Brands?
Yeah?
Remember how Miss Yesa was talking about classical conditioning? Like on Monday where she showed us the little girl getting tickled.
Oh yeah, I remember. What's up?
Can you please explain it? I don't really understand it.
Oh yeah, sure. So classical conditioning is seeing one behavior over and over again. We do that by putting a stimulus, like a sound with the original thing that made them do the behavior we want repeated.
Oh, okay, thank you. I get it now.
Also, I remember Miss Fiesa saying something about unconditioned response. Do you know what that means? Because I have no idea.
Yes, so in classical conditioning, an unconditioned response is an unlearned response that occurs naturally in reaction. If the smell of the food is the unconditioned stimuli, the feeling of the hunger in response to the smell of the food is the unconditioned response. But I'm not quite sure what an unconditioned stimulus is. Can you explain?
An unconditioned stimulus is a stimulus that can evoke a response without the organism going through any previous learning. The response that occurs naturally, unconditionally, and automatically triggers a response.
Oh, okay, thanks. Classical conditioning seems like it will be such a fun experiment to do.
OMG, I'll be calling with a friend later. Do you want to do the experiment on him? It'd definitely be fun. But before conducting this experiment, we'll need to come up with the hypothesis, aim, research method, procedures, and we'll need to state the outcome.
Okay, so our hypothesis of the experiment is that our friend is going to notice that we cough every time before asking him a question. It will take him a few questions for him to notice, but he will notice. Okay, so this is our aim. Our aim is to see our friend's reaction whenever we make a signal before asking him a question. Okay, so number 2. Research method. We use classical conditioning and natural observation. Number 3, procedures. We have 4 steps in total, and number 1 is to have a long conversation with our friend and put down his guards so we don't look suspicious. Number 2, start our signals, which is coughing, and ask him questions afterwards. Number 3, wait for him to realize. Number 4, see his reaction afterwards. Our outcome is that our friend realized after a couple of tries and asked us why we cough before we ask our questions. Call you back. I'll call you back.
Okay.
Rod, what time is it?
5:37. I'm ready. Right.
Rod, when will our school start? Like after quarantine?
Well, I don't know. Whenever
Corona finishes. I have no idea. No, and it should be soon. I'm so done. Whenever Corona's done, whenever school starts. Well, we're not locked down yet, so. We're not even locked down yet? No, we don't even have a curfew yet. Yeah, the 26th. But like, if you're just don't be out, don't be a dumbass. Yeah, it's exactly that. And easy way to get extra money. So my dad was talking to someone about it yesterday, or today, I forgot.
What does your dad do as a job?
I thought I've told you this before.
Do you know Macro? Oh yeah? He's the CEO of that. Yeah. Why is Tiffany out? It sucks. I wanna work anymore.
Rod, what are you doing?
Sorry, what?
What are you doing?
Nothing. I'm so bored.
After this today, like, I keep messing around my LED lights. I finished all my schoolwork too.
Rod, did you have a lot of
What
work?
now? What? Cough again, I dare you.
As you can see, our experiment went really well as our friend noticed that we coughed every time before asking him a question, which proved our hypothesis right. It took a few questions for him to realize, but he eventually noticed, and this proves that the classical conditioning worked on him as he was aware of what we were doing. After he noticed, he was suspicious and confused on why we coughed every time before asking him a question, because obviously it's unusual to cough every single time before asking someone a question, so obviously they'll be confused or suspicious. Tiff, wasn't this experiment such a success?
Totally! During the experiment, we even got his unconditioned response and the unconditioned stimulus. The unconditioned response is where he answers our questions.
And the unconditioned stimulus was when he knew a question was going to be asked after we coughed.
Wow, I learned so much in this experiment.
Same, we should do this more often, but I need to go now.
It's okay, I'll see you later then.
Okay, bye!
See ya!